Cartoon theme songs and mid-90s marketing would have you believe Sonic the Hedgehog is the fastest thing alive. That's not entirely true. Sega's insectivorous blue mammal is a speedy little ball of fur, that's for sure, but I can think of two things offhand faster than Sonic the Hedgehog. One, his ascent to the top, and two, his sharp fall from grace. In fact, in ascending order of their rapidity, the list goes Sonic, his rise to glory, and his descent into the 3D doldrums. Fast, faster, fastest. And yet the future isn't as bleak as it once seemed for Sonic the Hedgehog. It may be happening more slowly than he's used to doing things, but Sega's icon spent much of 2010 gradually rebuilding his legacy and reversing his post-Genesis plunge. For Sega's Sonic team, this is the culmination of those efforts. The first legitimately good Sonic game since the Hedgehog's jump into 3D. Rejoice, Sega fans, because Sonic is back. Released for the Wii and Nintendo DS, Sonic Colors shows some very smart game design, something we haven't been able to honestly say about a Sonic game since the 16-bit days. With this game, Sega finally shows a renewed understanding of what works within the Sonic formula, a grasp that, frankly, hasn't been this clear since he was a 2D sprite. Now, Colors maintains the speed of Sonic's blast processing golden age, but it also refines what good ideas Sega experimented with in recent 3D Sonic games as well, and it complements them with some new gameplay conventions. More importantly, they're good ones that actually work with the character. Throughout Colors, Sonic can collect tiny aliens known as Wisps. These little critters essentially amount to extraterrestrial power-ups, giving Sonic plenty of special abilities. One Wisp allows Sonic to shoot through the air like a laser and bounce off of crystals. Another allows him to drill through the ground. There are 8 Wisps in all, and they give Sonic something his 3D games have sorely lacked: gameplay diversity that works for the character and is also fun. Of course, Colors changes are sometimes less obvious, but just as important. Sega realized a while ago that Sonic just wasn't made for free-roaming 3D platforming, but that realization of a negative has kind of evolved into something positive in Colors. They've been putting Sonic into what are basically on-rails racing segments for a while now, but this time around they've really nailed it. It's the best way to translate Sonic's speed into a 3D environment, and Sonic Team got really creative with its implementation in Colors. Speaking of creativity, the game's level designs are a refreshing twist on past Sonic stages, and frankly are some of the best I've seen in a Sonic game ever. From familiar neon-filled levels to gorgeous-looking candy worlds and even intergalactic elevators, Sonic Colors finally gives the Hedgehog some creative courses to run through, and they make his game as exciting as his lap speeds. The level designs, the smooth 2D, 3D transitions, there's a really great balance between old and new in Colors, not to mention some ideas pulled from his rivals, Super Mario Galaxy, but that's what makes it work. Now, those typically loose Sonic controls do hold Colors back a bit, but at the very least, this game is a huge step forward for the Hedgehog. If he used to be the gaming equivalent to a fallen celebrity in rehab, he's finally clean and back in his sneakers in Sonic Colors, one of 2010's most surprising comebacks.